This is Liz Barcelos. I'm joined here by the delightful Matt Dwyer.
Good morning, Liz.
And we have Sam Houston Quidditch from the great state of Texas on our left in black and orange. And on our right, we have the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill Quidditch. And yeah, we're in for a great college game today, I think.
I think so too. Sam Houston enters this game as the 25th seed coming out of day one. UNC enters the game as the 22nd seed. However, Sam Houston, I'm going to say, had a much harder pool than UNC. So I think they might be a little undervalued in the seed department.
Yeah, let's get some brooms up first. Cool. It looks like Sam Houston is starting with the Quaffle and UNC with Bludger Control. All right, over with the quaffle for for Sam Houston, we have Chris Dorsey. He's a captain, and this is his third year playing Quidditch. And he's passed it off to, well, he's got it back again. So let's see if he goes for the dunk, and he does. Sam Houston first on the board.
Great drive there by Dorsey. Good feed back to the inside. He makes the right cut. UNC wasn't quite prepared for it.
All right, UNC bringing it up at a brisk little pace. That's M.Y. Monwar bringing it up. And big stop from Sam Houston.
Our head referee today, Michael Clark Polner.
MCP. I had yesterday with me for a little while Ashton Jean Lewis, great commentator, great fan of Texas Quidditch. He was telling me that the last Nationals, Sam Houston wasn't able to make it. And what a crime that was probably one of the best Sam Houston squads ever. I don't know how much carryover there was from that team to now, but here's to hoping they might get a little bit of redemption today.
So it looks like there was a beater foul here. We'll get the exact call in a moment, but
call is
Kinsel,
on. Yes,
number 7 is in the box for Sam Houston.
They, them, their pronouns.
And that's contact to the neck. So that'll be a bludger turnover for UNC, which is well, we'll see if that helps them right now, because right after that interception on Sam Houston, oh, nope, this will be a quaffle turnover, of course, because that's a foul. So, yeah, that'll help them. UNC has no defenders to beat. Just drive that one in.
And
or just shoot from range. A bold strategy. Sam Houston, beater, is not paying attention whatsoever. He was doing they were doing baton twirls with their broom. But they're back to full strength.
Once again, keeper Dorsey passes it off to, trying to see a number.
I believe that's boys.
Nice.
Nope.
Yeah, that is 22 boys.
Clean up defense there by UNC. I think what I'm really looking to see here is how UNC can match up with Sam Houston's physicality. I know we've beaten a dead horse talking about the Southwest and how they're more physical than all the other regions, but we say that for a reason. And as this game goes on, I'd be really interested to see whether they can match up well.
Ooh, looking for light blue jersey by the hoop isn't found. Keeper Dorsey going for the drive, passes it off again to, this time, number 25. That was Nathan Wilkinson, tried to go for the shot, didn't quite make it, a freshman.
And Monowar comes away with that for UNC. A lot of hustle so far for the starting keeper.
Yeah, for the starting keeper for Sam Houston, definitely driving that offense. And that's a turnover over to Sam Houston, and they're coming up, slowing it down a little bit, taking time to set up an offense, I think. They don't have that much in front of them. Oh, never mind. They've got just enough, and there's another goal.
Sam Houston had the numbers there. UNC wasn't getting back on defense quite as quickly as they probably wanted. Dorsey took a calculated pass to the back. That was pretty good. They recognized that they had bludger control. UNC only had one bludger, and that bludger was not in a good position to stop any passing.
All right, M.Y. Monowar bringing it up again for UNC. Third year. He's got a Beater guarding him, but Sam Houston with control. UNC's going to want to get that back to try and clear a lane from him, for him.
Sam Houston was kind of doing a little bubble defense there until they realized what they were doing and pushed their chasers back into a 2-2. Manowar over the top.
Ooh, beat hit the ground first, so it was dead, but a big stop from Sam Houston.
SWAT team by boys. Luckily, they were able to recover that missed beat, Sam Houston, that is. And unfortunately,
big
UNC
launch. Oh, nobody waiting for, just. Manwar to Williamson. That's the second time they've been able to make that connection. UNC's got to keep an eye out over there.
The thing was, Williamson wasn't even being sneaky. He ran directly down the field upon the turnover, waited at the hoop, made a quick cut, and was fed immediately. UNC just simply didn't recognize him 2 plays in a row.
Yeah.
If they're not going to be able to adjust to that, then Sam Houston's going to have this one pretty handily.
Once is a mistake, twice is just an oversight. Attempted shot from number 8, Jacob Dowler, recovered by Sam Houston. Williamson again parking out by the hoops. UNC not. Oh, there we go. We got a beater. 3rd time's a charm, chasing him out. Williamson not giving up his chance here, though.
I think Manowar's a little frustrated right now. If you're trying to cause a turnover, just you alone, with none of your teammates in the opposing team's keeper zone after they recover the quaffle, like, you're just tiring yourself out at that point.
Yeah.
Sam Houston didn't do themselves any favors by passing, or by not passing.
Ooh. All right, Dorsey picks it up. Ooh, beat before, but oh! Sam Houston just kept looking for chances until they finally found one. That was number 38. Michael Rios.
Great combination passing there by Sam Houston. I think they really did not give up on that play. As soon as there was a strip up top, Dorsey recovered it, charged to the inside, found the open chaser. They found Rios in the back. That was really great.
Yeah. One of the differences I've seen between the college and club games I've watched this weekend is that just because they're younger, less experienced, colleges teams, it's usually 1 or 2 shots and then the play is over. Once you're getting into 3 or 4 attempts on a goal, that's more how a club team looks. But that's how Sam Houston looks, and I mean, that's just Texas Quidditch for you. So Rios, they waited out, and it paid off for them.
Sam Houston definitely playing a more complex game right now in terms of offensive combination and defensive movement. UNC a little more disorganized. They look to be looking for that big bomb pass over the top. You know, those of you who were playing back in the Midwest in 2013 probably remember that, but it's not as great of a strategy today.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, almost a decade later. Sorry, aging you a little.
I am the oldest man. I'm not the oldest man in Quidditch, but I am slowly but surely getting there. Meanwhile, Sam Houston bringing it back up with boys.
And they get back bludger control as well on the play. So while they don't, but a nice breakaway attempt. Ooh, no, still alive by UNC, looking for something. A bit of a bobbled pass. Ooh, still alive, but we've got some hands up.
Looked to be some sort of neck contact there. We'll get the call from Michael Clark-Polner in a moment, and it'll be Rios headed towards the box for Sam Houston.
Win some, you lose some. Yeah. Something I've been liking from Sam Houston is when their players get carded, they have a coach or someone from the bench like point out what happened incorrectly. In the first card as well, they had one of their coaches, I'm imagining, she came over and motioned like a bit of a tackle thing on the person on the box. So if you're going to take a card, make it a coachable moment. Love that.
So UNC will start with a quaffle in the Sam Houston keeper zone. A bit of a wild run there as Sam Houston had a good crashing defense, and just unfortunately that foul stopped their stop.
And it's good. Pretty little dunk there by...
That's Brockway.
Number 8. Love the hot pink shorts.
That's number 3, Brockway. We do love pink shorts.
Number 22, Hayden Boys, bringing it up again for Sam Houston. I will say, hot pink, while it is not officially UNC color, it's kind of the trendy color for new jerseys. Both Ann Arbor and 8 Days Forever, new teams, prominent use of hot pink in their uniforms. Breakers in their second jersey, hot pink highlight color. I'm digging it.
And it's a no bludger situation.
Nice!
There's that combo passing they've been looking for, and that just fired up the entire UNC bench.
All right, UNC making sure to keep it close, 40-30. 2 unanswered now. Not taking this laying down, I love it.
Score is 30 UNC, 40 Sam Houston.
50 Sam Houston now, another score from Rios, redeeming themselves a little bit after getting put in the sin bin. UNC with bludger control as well. And we have a stop again for...
It was a throw after beat on Sam Houston. That bludger's going to be coming back to UNC.
Oh, big opportunity for UNC then. To have control and no bludgers, you need to capitalize.
The sideline is yelling to number 12, Sancho, to just run it. So we'll see if they do that. It looks like the bludger's just going to remain on the ground there, so it's going to be a little foot race between the two beaters. They're about equidistant. Who's going to get there first?
Pass is a bit of a reach, but it is, oh, shame. Missed opportunity there for UNC. Rios again with the quaffle for Sam Houston. All right, we've got 2 Sam Houston chasers behind. Not really defended much.
UNC's playing it tight to the hoops. I think most teams have adopted a 2-2 in this modern day of Quidditch. Sam Houston trying to move around the zone with a box. They're looking for that cut to the inside. Rios is driving in, and there's that cut and score.
That's number 88, Jonathan Laurel. Freshman. Oh, to be a freshman and get a goal at Nationals. Love that.
We love to see it.
All right, timeout. Sounds like UNC. All right, you're their coach, Dwyer. What are you telling them right now during this minute?
You flipped my own trick upon me.
Oh, if you were wearing headphones, I am so sorry.
If I'm the UNC coach right now, I'm saying that we need to calm down and have more concise passing. I think these long bomb passes over the top, these long passes to the side that probably get carried by the wind just a tidge, that are going out of bounds, those are squandered possessions. You're not getting good looks at it. You're not getting good shots at the hoop. The Sam Houston beaters are in too good a position to be able to for you to be able to drive from the backside of the hoops to try and score. What you've got to do is have some combination passing on the outside. And that last play, when they got fired up, they had that combo passing, cutting into the lane, using the space, making sure that Sam Houston was stepping to the ball carrier before passing, and that was huge for them. They need to do more of that. Now, if I'm Sam Houston in the huddle, I'm saying don't change a thing.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work. You allow their, move the quaffle a little bit to allow their defense to shift just a bit, drive into the center. One person's going to be open, dish to them.
No, I meant like my sunscreen. Oh yeah. It looks like you're already been burned.
So now the teams return to the field.
All right, what's the game time, y'all? Oh, well, folks at home can see it, and that's what's important.
UNC maintaining bludger control on this next offensive
like
possession.
You said, they have some people floating around out back.
They've been doing that. It's just a matter of, is that their first route?
Yeah.
And it looks like no. Okay, this is good. Better combo passing, but a little too slow.
Yeah, it needs to be a little bit crisper.
If that first pass was crisper, they would have had something better there. Brockway was in the good position.
This is where, as much as you hate passing drills at practice, like this is where it comes in handy, moments like that. Rios bringing it up for Sam Houston. He's got number 44, Wyatt Fredrickson, floating around in the back. And Fredrickson scores. Oh, no, no good. Rios, they make another shot. It's a push down by UNC's keeper.
It was a good drive by Rios there. I think they just didn't have the angle to try and get it to that open chaser in a timely fashion. The entire defense collapsed, and the beaters were right there, and that's why that goal was no good.
Jacob Dowler bringing it up for UNC, passes it back to Monowar. And back again.
Monowar thought about it. He thought about whipping it back there.
Again.
Wild throw by Sam Houston beater. UNC's got a chance here.
That's number 98, Adeline Morris. She's trying to make something happen. Fortunately, she's grounded.
See what the call is here. It did look like her back was turned on the tackle, but I'll see if there was a foul or not.
She's also on the smaller side. It may have been incidental contact, a little too high.
Yeah, an uncharacteristic wild throw by the Sam Houston beater there. I didn't see who tossed it, but they managed to miss UNC in the backfield.
And now they have no bludgers because UNC's beaters are hanging out in the midfield with the other two.
So it looks like Sam Houston is going to have a card. That's Bauer. And Bauer's going to come to the box. Bauer's not happy about that one. So UNC maintains possession on this one, which is great. They still have some beaters or some defenders in the area. I don't think there are any beaters with a bludger near them.
It looks like she's going to drive through the hoops, and Monowar is going to try and keep the Sam Houston keeper off of her, but we'll see.
We'll see who can get the faster step.
Right. Oh, no. Oh.
Hey, that was good recovery.
Oh,
Block at the hoops.
But they're going to make another. Oh, no. Morris tries to recover it, but she's beat out and not beat out, I should say. She's beaten to it, and that's going to be a Sam Houston ball.
Stewart with the massive block at the hoops there after UNC's third chance at the goal. It was a very smart move to start that possession to pass it back up top, but the missed goal followed by the defensive stand. Great.
Fredrickson shrugs off a defender, is beat.
Fredrickson was very ready to continue playing after that beat.
UNC recovers the ball. Monowar's just going to turn on the gas. He doesn't see Sam Houston prepared, so he's just going to try and truck through and get himself a goal, and he does.
Two defenders to beat there, and he did it.
Had some good speed, some good jukes. Love to see it.
On that last defensive possession, Sam Houston, on their offense, put their bludger into the ground. UNC was a little slow to react to a press. They kept their defensive posture until Fredrickson started driving, and that's how they got the beat in. But I almost wonder if they could have put that turnover closer to the other hoops on the field.
Oh, missed opportunity there. UNC trying to recover. There's a turtle. Very nice.
Unfortunate missed shot, but good recovery by UNC. They'll take a couple subs.
Yeah, Morris did a nice little turtle and is rewarding herself with a sub. She's being replaced by Ashlyn Clark. Sorry, she's not a freshman. She's a junior. Monowar launches it up, finds his target, goal.
I think that's the situation they want to use that big over-the-top passes. Blooper of a pass as it was. Sam Houston only had one bludger. Their bludger was pressed really high, trying to pressure UNC's beaters, leaving only the keeper, who looks to be relatively slower than the other iterations that have come before him in that position. They were able to create a quick juke in the back and do it. That's the situation that UNC needs to look for if they want to make that pass work.
Yeah, that goal by Will Burnham. Third-year chaser. Nice pressing, but Sam Houston Shrugs off the defense. Ooh, big stop.
Boys blocked at the point, recover his own rebound,
Another
blocked
stop.
again.
And a beat. Nice defense by UNC.
That was some great movement by the UNC beaters.
Manoir seeing another chance to just drive through.
World's most unfortunate bounce for the bludger.
Still recovered by
for
UNC. All right, Sam Houston recovers. And this is an open shot. Manoir can't keep up. Boys with the goal. Manoir, like, just put everything into it, could not catch up.
Burnham was also back, just trying his best to hustle up, but Boys was way too fast on that play. Great heads-up play by Stewart on Sam Houston's side as well to flip it to Boys, who was ahead of her. I know sometimes it's sloppy Quidditch, but you know what? When there's an exciting, like, 30-second exchange of everyone sprinting and all balls are on the ground at all times, it's so much fun.
We're not robots. We don't play perfect Quidditch all the time. Capitalizing on, like, those messy little moments, that matters. Ooh, nice little pop-up block. Still recovered by UNC. Brockaway trying to find something, passes it off to Clark, but it popped out of her hands. And we're going to get another. Ooh, no, it's still alive. Oh, we got a marker down. That's going to be a card on Sam Houston. But Burnham got the goal.
Whew, Burnham did the most work there. Clark, that was a great move on her after she mishandled the pass, dove on it, got it away from her defender, recovered it, put it out to Burnham. Burnham ran the absolute mile around the hoops, got a jersey pull.
Yeah, great work
illegal
from
contact.
Clark and Burnham together.
So no time served because the good goal. Burnham's got a big old hole in his shirt now.
Little national souvenir. Yikes.
UNC has been doing a really great job hanging on to bludger control, and I think that's turning the tides a little bit for them.
Well, I think Sam Houston's game is more complex. If the team ahead of you has both bludgers all the time, that does limit your options. So evens the playing field a little bit for UNC.
Sam Houston's going to take a couple subs here.
Yeah, they have a deeper roster than UNC for sure, so maybe switching things up is just what they need. Boys bringing it up, though. All right, sounds like Sam Houston's calling for a timeout.
Not an abatement of play, though, so they can't call it at this moment.
Ooh.
Might have been a throw after beat. Yep, throw after beat.
We're going to get that Sam Houston timeout now.
Looks like we've got a player down for Sam Houston.
Oh, no.
And Sam Houston was already trying to take a timeout, so I think the injury will happen first.
Yeah.
And once that player gets taken care of, then they will have their timeout.
All right. Hey, what's game time, folks? 16-16. All right, 16-16. So we are honing in on snitch on pitch. How do you think that's going to change things?
I think it's going to come down to who has bludger control the most. If UNC is able to hold on to it, continue to hold on to it in snitch on pitch, which we understand is a completely different beast than just normal playing, then I think their prospects look fairly good if they play smart. You know, if they can keep that Sam Houston seeker away and then keep their beaters back in the quaffle game to continue to make stops, then that'll be very good. If Sam Houston holds on to the bludgers, or if UNC is misappropriating their resources, I'll say, not putting their beaters where they need to be, then I think Sam Houston's going to have a much easier time of it.
Yeah, with snitch on pitch, I think one of the X factors is who is running your bench. Are they able to prioritize? Because we all get tunnel vision as players, and having someone on the bench looking at everything, taking in the whole field, and deciding what's more important is key. Especially with the score being, what's the score? 7-6, super close, right? So they're both going to want to catch the snitch and make the gap between them bigger. But if you focus so much on the snitch that you're not paying attention to quaffle points, suddenly the other team gets up on you a little bit. That's what happened in the last game I watched with Twin Cities and Seattle. They were both very close, but while Seattle was just not able to stop Twin Cities from scoring during snitch on pitch because they were both so focused on the snitch, but Twin Cities was able to stop more quaffle drives from Seattle. All right, Sancho with the card for. Oh, and he's a beater.
Reckless play.
There's also a timeout for black.
All right.
All right, so now the timeout is taken after the adjudication of the foul. That's unfortunate now that I've just talked about UNC maintaining a lot of bludgeon control, that their beater immediately goes to the box.
They have time to get it back before
They
snitch
do.
on pitch, though.
They do.
It's
They do.
3.5-ish minutes.
Yeah. I would like to take a moment here while we're in this timeout. I want to go over what these teams did yesterday to get here.
Go for it.
Starting with UNC, because I think that's a little more straightforward. They lost a game against Virginia, 165-60. Lost a game against UTSA, 145-50, and then pounded Vermont pretty good, 150-10. Now, on the Sam Houston side of things, I think this is much more interesting. So-called pool of death, they lost a very close one to UCLA, 180-165, pretty high scoring there. Lost goal to go against Michigan, 140-135, heartbreaker. And then were able to defeat Brandeis 225-120, which is not nothing. Putting up 12 goals against another team, even if they put up, 20 against you, is still not nothing. So if I'm Sam Houston, there is a fire in my belly today because you have something to prove after drawing some very difficult teams.
Yeah.
So the teams now return to their brooms. 70-60 is the current score, I believe. UNC with one beater in the box. And I think after that foul, it should be Sam Houston ball. So that'll go probably to the keeper, number 10.
Yeah.
That's Bauer.
Yep. He just wants to get his hand through, but he's got to get through two powder blue jerseys to do it. Launches it back, reset. Don't let it get too far back.
That's all right.
Nice.
They got it. They handled it. He recognized that he didn't have other players on that side of the field.
Mm-hmm. All right, boys again. A bit further back, but only black jerseys back there anyway.
Bauer was really hoping to post up at that medium hoop, but the pass did not go to that side, and then he got covered by multiple defenders and beat.
Rios hanging out in the back, though, cutting past. No, he goes back in now. He got scored on. He goes now.
Sancho not paying attention. That's the second time a beater hasn't been paying attention for not going in. Pay attention to the score table, people, when you are in the box.
Or just pay attention to when you get scored on. All right, 24 going in now to beat. That's Ian Morton, freshman, or at least a rookie. Monoir bringing it up for UNC again. He's got one in the back, but everybody else kind of lining up near him.
Well,
we got another one on the left.
Sam Houston has bludgeon control, I think. UNC wants to keep their passing tight, relatively tight. Miscommunique there. I think that was intended for Brockway.
Ooh, beater coming in hot. Launches it back. Oh, recovered by, I believe. Oh, no, we're scrambling. UNC not giving up on the play. I love that hustle.
Yeah. Burnham putting his body on the line, but Rios was tracking that all the way. Recovered by Boys.
All right. Sam Houston coming up with bludgeon control.
Unfortunate mispossession there. I think that was a miscue to try and throw it from the back to the midline and then have two players in the way.
Ooh.
And this is precisely the same play that worked
Wilkinson,
several times early in the game. Second verse, same as the first.
closing in on 20 minutes now. Bobbled by Matt Shaw. Not the best pass, a little too high, honestly.
Yeah, another squandered possession there, and you hate that. And now, if Sam Houston, if they play slowly enough, they'll have last possession here. 19 minutes. Sure, you can have a 1 minute possession. Play some catch.
Dorsey bringing it up again for Sam Houston. Yeah, it just looks like they are going to play catch.
I think, you know what, in this one, it's you want to be as least risky as possible for your beaters. You want bludger control for snitch on pitch.
Nice.
That was a great drive by Dorsey. Nope, they see it on the other side. I thought I saw it. I think he was beat before.
All right.
I think they got him first. I think UNC got Dorsey first.
Good eyes by this ref crew. Love it.
So that goal is no good. Officially beat before.
All right, less than 30 seconds until the intermission.
So now UNC will most likely have the last possession. I think you've got to do a lot here. You've got to have crisp, clean passing, try and get your beaters in a position to recover bludger control, though it's going to be difficult, I think, unless you're driving in and can force some sort of errant throw. But they do have Brockway way in the back, so...
Here's the countdown. Ooh! Don't lose it.
2, 1, 20 minutes!
All right, so this will be the last possession.
Dallas got to use two hands there.
What's the score?
Shaw looking on the far side. He's got one chaser way down.
All right, so
And goes back to Brockway.
regardless of what UNC does here, with Sam Houston at 90 and UNC at 60, the set score will be 160, but a big tackle and then a whistle.
I think that was behind the back. I
Yeah.
don't think Wilkinson got to the front side of Brockway there. That would be a very unfortunate thing to have happen right at the half here. So it looks like Wilkinson will take a little trip to the box. I don't have a counter on yellow cards for Sam Houston right now,
I
but
think that's 4.
we've had a few.
Contact from behind. Their team did pick up the ball, which ended the possession. Therefore, we are in the intermission.
All right.
So that's an interesting play there. Like an interesting rule snap. I don't want to call it a snafu. I don't understand how that works
Order of
because if
operations of the
there was a
rules.
foul, even though Sam Houston recovered the ball,
Yeah.
it would still go back to UNC, and then therefore UNC would still have the ball, still have the possession, so there wouldn't be a half yet. UNC would still
Well,
have
they
possession.
lost possession, right? So that's what
I thought they lost possession off the foul, and that's why, but perhaps I misunderstood. Well, in any case, we don't have any ability to change that here. So
Yep, I haven't worn stripes in quite a few years, so I'm not here to question. But what I am here is to plug one of our sponsors, and that is VC Ultimate. And speaking as someone who has been to her fair share of nationals and bought more than her share of Quidditch merch, I've had a rule for a while now where, like, I just don't buy Quidditch merch anymore. I have too much. I can't wear it all. Even making a quilt out of them is proving to be an expensive endeavor. And a few years ago, because I am salty, I wasn't able to buy a World Cup 8 shirt. I wasn't playing, I was just volunteering. So I made a rule. If I'm not playing at nationals, I don't buy the shirt. I just get the volunteer shirt. And I broke my rule this year because the hoodies are so sick. I got the hoodie with the pitch diagram on the back. It's sung to my tournament director, Hart. And it is coming clutch this weekend. And there's pre-order. You can order it online and pick it up in person, which is super convenient. Because if this had happened at World Cup 8, I would have bought a World Cup 8 shirt. USQ would have gotten more of my money. So props to VC Ultimate. Modern problems require modern solutions.
I got to visit the merch tent yesterday. I was very impressed with the selection. I liked the designs. The material of all the shirts was good, was nice. The hoodies seemed very soft. It was better than a lot of Quidditch merch I've seen in the past. So
Yeah.
here's to hoping that they continue. Thank you very much for being a sponsor.
Yeah. All right, speaking of things continuing, it looks like this game is about to continue very shortly. Seeking for UNC, we have Kyla Kurosawa. They are going up against from UNC. I'm sorry, from Sam Houston. Sam Houston, can I see your number? There she is, 13. Joan Alexander.
Our snitch is looking ready to go as play continues. And
there's a stoppage. Time for a fun fact about that seeker. They play for Virginia Tech, who I watched yesterday.
Snitch.
Snitch, sorry. I've forgotten their name, but the name on their jersey I love. The name on his jersey is Tulkas. It's one of the gods from the Legendarium of J.R.R. Tolkien. So we love a nerdy athlete out here. He's not even the only Lord of the Rings fun fact I had on my rosters yesterday. I love it.
Now, if I was a betting man, I would bet that you were trying to look for Lord of the Rings references out here.
They're right. They were on my sheet. Somebody else. Oh, I forget what somebody else's was, but it was pretty good too.
What are you, some kind of nerd?
Shock.
Unabashedly. We are all unabashedly.
So much.
But they are athletes out here, nerd or not.
Athletes first, nerds second, I think, on the pitch.
What? I don't understand. What's the stoppage here?
Yeah, neither do I. Ah.
The snitch is the same one from Virginia Tech that's Tulkas.
Yes, I just mentioned him on the stream. I love VT, very proud of their divine snitch.
I'm sorry, I'm still marveling at the UNC keeper over there who inbounded it, then immediately stepped back out of bounds. Pro tip, don't step out of bounds.
Rookie mistakes. All right, and the Seekers are off, and Sam Houston immediately picking off the UNC Seeker.
Sam Houston has bludger control.
Boys bringing it up again for Sam Houston.
I have a sneaking suspicion based on the last 10 seconds, Kurosawa is going to do a lot of running for UNC.
Yep, there she goes. Win sprints today. That's a beat before. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, he got that.
Yeah.
And it's that same play. Boys to the back. That was number 10, Bauer, for on that score.
Pro tip, much easier to look up y'all's names and numbers when you do them in numerical or even alphabetical order. All right, number 98 recovers it. Adeline Morris. Shout out to UNC who did put theirs in numerical order.
And UNC has
Morris
just recovered
out.
bludger control, even though there's been a turnover. This is big for them to get the Seeker, who is now, Dorsey is now subbed in the Seeker for Sam Houston.
Rio's trying to make something happen. All right, UNC recovers.
It was a good look, and boys had it. He put it to the outside of the hoop. And Sam Houston, did they just get bludger control back?
Kurosawa sent back to hoops again.
Nope, UNC still has it, somehow.
Yeah, this is what I mean about talking about earlier prioritizing, right? UNC is getting more chances at the hoop because Sam Houston's attention is a little bit more split. Rios bringing it up.
Even though UNC has bludger control, they are not using their bludgers in the snitch game very much. I think you got to send one over there to at least help your Seeker a little bit. Monowar now in at Chaser,
With
and
go ahead.
a couple defenders to beat.
And Monowar scores. I wonder if with a shorter roster, UNC has just decided we need to score on quaffle points. We don't want to sacrifice one of our players that we need on quaffle as a snit or a seeker. That's sometimes a painful choice you have to make with a short roster versus
And I
Sam Houston
understand
much
that
deeper.
choice. I'm saying that Sam Houston was walking really slow and not even on the offensive half of the pitch. UNC now subs in a new seeker as well.
Somebody lankier maybe can reach around the back.
Yeah, it's numbers 0, Evan Ayers. I'm questioning that turnover call by Michael Clark-Polner. He's a very good referee, much better than I have ever been. But I think that was natural motion on the shot. The goal would have been no good, but Sam Houston still should have been able to recover
Sam
that.
Houston tried to go for the 5-point grab. All right, Monowar. Ooh, big stop.
Tried to do it himself, no good.
Ooh, we got a flag down.
Clark was hit hard on that one.
Yeah. That's a second yellow for Rios, but it's now 3 yellows that stacked to a red.
We'll hear what the foul on Rios is in a second. As
Clark's still on the ground, may call for an injury sub. Yeah, water. You definitely want to hydrate. Sam Houston, based out in Houston, they're at sea level. They're not used to this. I'm not sure how high up Chapel Hill is, but the Appalachians are not tall. They are not the Rockies. So gotta hydrate. Gotta take care of yourselves up in this elevation.
So looks like that was contact from behind. Michael Clark-Polner explained to Rios exactly what he did wrong.
We always appreciate that. Injury stoppage.
Sam Houston coach coming over telling Rios maybe that wasn't bad.
Well, like I was saying earlier, the Sam Houston coaches have been coming over and kind of like pointing out what went wrong when they are in the box.
Clark's up and moving on her own volition and walking off the pitch.
Good.
We hope that she'll be all right.
Yeah, she's smiling, laughing. Like just a bit of a stunner from getting taken down hard. It happens. All right, everybody getting back to their brooms.
I don't know if you can see the rest of the view on the live stream, but there's a beautiful backdrop of snowy mountains and big fluffy clouds, and it's so picturesque.
Oh, it's so nice. Also, shout out to listener Sarah Woolsey. She just tweeted, "Usually I listen to music while working, but today I'm listening to the audio commentary from Barcelos Nose and Dwight 19, which is making the afternoon much more entertaining."
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you so much. I've been running my mouth all weekend, and it's nice to know it's appreciated.
Sarah Woolsey, former executive
director
of US Quidditch.
Yeah.
So now Clark will have the Clark's sub, Kurosawa, will have the quaffle in the Sam Houston keeper zone.
Ooh, launched right into the hands of the Sam Houston keeper. They could not get enough air to get it over to their teammate. And they're going right back into seek. Someone's getting their cardio today. Ooh, bobbled by number 99 on Sam Houston. That's Bethany Franklin.
I'm going to give Franklin a pass on that one. That
a lot
pass
of pressure.
That pass was well behind her.
Yeah. Wyatt Fredrickson seeking now for Sam Houston. Again, another attempt at the 5-point grab. It's not actually worth 5 points. It's just my bad transliteration of the 5-hole in hockey.
You can call it the 5-hole grab.
I've been calling it 5-point though, and it's not worth 5 points. It's 35 points.
Shaw winding up. Blooper of a pass to Manowar.
UNC recovers. Oop.
And that is a tackle before Burnham even had the ball, and it looks like That's going to be another card for Sam Houston. They're going to have 2 in the box. Oh, he's upset with that.
Yeah, he is not thrilled.
I mean, no one's thrilled.
Hmm.
But yeah, Burnham did
Ooh,
not
okay.
even have the ball yet.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud.
I believe that's his second card, but I'm not sure.
Bauer's been doing a lot of work for this team too. So now you've got
Yeah,
Bauer
2.
and Rios in the box.
And
These
both
are
of
2 of their
them.
top quaffle players.
Yeah. And even if UNC scores here, it's Rios who goes in, whose penalty is almost over. So
Burnham misses the shot.
all right, Rios back in.
He had 2 defenders to beat, and he couldn't do it. The bludger was out of the play.
Ooh, a nice attempted jump catch. I love those. Now some swim moves to try and get at the snitch tail. Ooh, another up and over, but no bueno. Boys, on the other hand, just waiting for an opportunity. He can be patient, and then he dunks. Patience pays off.
He gets big right there. UNC compressed way too much. They got to engage boys a little bit sooner, I think.
Agreed. He can get air without much of a running start, so dangerous. They scored, so he's not in yet. We appreciate your honesty. We love an honest Quidditch player. Bauer almost sent in, even though it was his team that scored, and he, good sport that he is, pointed out, nope, not yet. Wholesome, love to see it. Hey, score table, can I get a score, please? Hey guys, what's the score? Yeah. All right, it is 110 Sam Houston, 70 UNC. So, no. A little tongue-tied.
Still anyone's game.
But with Sam Houston kind of dominating at the snitch. Ooh, and a catch! It sounds...
Just as Sam Houston gets bludger
And I
control
believe
back
this
on
will
that
be a
one.
catch to win because we said it would be 120 to win. So this will be the second catch to win I've seen today, and I didn't see any yesterday, if it's good.
If you're Sam Houston, you gotta be feeling pretty
Oh,
darn good right
160.
now.
I'm sorry. I was remembering last game's set score. So the set score is only 160, so this will not be a catch to win. But it definitely puts UNC even deeper in the hole.
Sam Houston catch is good. Sideline elated. And that will add 335 to their score.
145 to 70. So just 2 more goals for Sam Houston. But UNC looks ready to score right here if they can finish. And they do.
It's good combo passing between Burnham and Manowar.
Boys racing to the
Manowar.
hoop. Gets it, and he is in.
And UNC recovered bludger control on the back end of that.
Excellent.
So hey, that's great. Now you've got to play some lockdown defense.
Yeah. But I've seen this on this pitch before. Yesterday, Pitt and West Virginia were playing a very close back and forth game. 2 teams that I hadn't seen before, didn't really have much context for it, but the game was so exciting because it started so close. Pitt was able to pull away by 30 when Snitch went on pitch, and then during the Snitch period, amazing comeback from West Virginia, and they were able to pull it out. So anything can happen.
I think that'll be Sam Houston ball, yes, because the block was by Burnham, who's not a keeper, so Sam Houston gets to inbound it from the back line. We'll see what the referees say, but I think that's correct. Boys is now poised to inbound. It was a great defensive block there. Burnham really got that arm up there and knocked it right out of the way, but we'll see if UNC can recover from this. Looks like they've got 3 quaffle players crowding the quaffle. And Sam Houston does have a reset. If Boyce has an arm about it, he can get it all the way back to Rios at mid-pitch. I think that might be his only option. He doesn't have many other.
Ooh, a blue card. I haven't seen one of those this weekend.
And it looks like a beater foul for Sam Houston, number 2. That's Mason interacting with play while knocked out. I don't have my card count for Sam Houston up to date, but it is a lot.
That deck is stacked.
And so that's a bludger turnover, so UNC will get the bludger back there, which is a welcome reprieve. And Boys does just that, is get the ball up to Rios at midfield. And it looks like UNC was looking to press there, and now they back off a bit.
They can take their time. With UNC deep in the hole like this, they need 2 good opportunities, and rather than try and force something to happen, they're going to look for that opportunity. There we go, beating out a keeper, or a beater, and there's one. All right, golden goal time now for Sam Houston.
Dorsey was very patient on that one. I think it was a bit of a size mismatch there. UNC decided to put Morris on Dorsey. Not sure I understand that decision. He was protected by the beater.
All right, Sam Houston about to be back at full strength at beater.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're good.
And they're good.
Bludger's down right now, so Sam Houston bludgerless.
Ooh, that poor Burnham's jersey just keeps getting yanked on all day, but he makes a goal regardless.
Misbeat by Sam Houston there leads to an opportunity for Burnham.
All right, Boys again bringing it up for Sam Houston.
It's goal to go.
Bludger's on the ground.
I think Boys was a little frustrated at his
Yeah.
beater play right there.
Rios now with the quaffle.
And Manawar had to go
He
back
sees
to
a
hoops
lane-
because
they
it
see
came
a
off
lane?
broom.
Ooh, no. I think they are, especially since it's golden gold. Getting a little edgy, getting a little trigger happy.
Burnham running directly into the defense.
And
Man, you
brought
can't do
down.
that. I understand the frustration, but that's a squandered possession, especially if you're in the hole. You can't turn it over at the middle of the field.
Yeah. And with golden goal for your opponent on top of it. Boys.
Laser shot by Boys. Double check here. That goal is good, and that seals it for Sam Houston.
All right, Sam Houston advances. UNC, I believe their journey ends here.
It does, it does.
Well, Dwyer, that was a great game. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
For those of you hanging out over here on Pitch One's live stream, the next game will be Rutgers and UTSA. I'm going to be replaced by Ashton Jean Lewis, the man, the myth, the legend. But Dwyer will still be here, and I'll catch you all later.